Good evening, Contest of Champions. We are coming to you live on a Wednesday edition of the show. Anthony, tell the people hello.
Hey, neighbor. How's the weather down there?
Listen, Anthony's feeling real good. It cannot be ignored.
Whoop,
Anthony,
whoop. That's the sound of the
and
police.
annually, not great. Previous years,
This might be
it's
the
been
most wins
rough.
I've ever had in a whole season.
Oh, you gotta enjoy it. Gotta soak it up.
Doubters in shambles.
How do you feel? 3-0? Feeling good?
I feel, cause I'm looking at you're looking at the points for it, right? And you go, Anthony, you don't have that many points. I find myself filling Jeremy's 107 point Reaper roll. Like, am I gonna go 12-0? No, of course I'm gonna drop some weeks along the way. But you better score 110, 115 to knock me out, because I think I'm just gonna plod along with that 108 points every week. And honestly, shit, we just want to make the playoffs. Listen, we got different aspirations out here than some of our perennial contenders. Brand new lions, as they say.
We love that for you. Listen, that's the way to do it. Set the bar, make your opponent have to beat you.
Exactly.
So let's speaking of beating you, let's check in on the old pick'em.
No.
Whoo, baby.
No.
Pick'em's look good.
You know what the worst part about this is, right? Is I'm 3-0. I'm 3 out of my 7 picks. Like, I'm doing terribly. When you think about it, right? Like,
listen, that is true. That is actually
it's a crazy stat that 3 out of my 7 picks are me.
That is. Listen, mate, you're just clearly not very good at calling other people's games.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
No, what is that? That's a 2-point difference.
Oh,
That's a
I
4-point
mean,
difference. Wait, am I crazy?
No, it's a 2-point difference. It's a
Total
2-point
points.
difference.
Okay.
Total points.
Hey, buddy, listen, that's nothing. You make that up in a week, all right?
There is a point, I realized this the other day, where we're gonna have to do math at some point around like week 11 if somebody has a big lead. Like, there is a point of no return where you just win in like week 12. Yeah. If like you're just running me over, I doubt that'll happen. But like, there will come a point where someone is statistically eliminated.
I would be really surprised, because generally we only differ on a handful of matchups.
But listen, you have enough of these types of weeks in a row where like all of a sudden you're up by like 9 points in week like 8. I mean, that's a hard game to overcome here. Let me drop some of these tabs as we keep on moving.
That's fair. All right, let's get into last week's. Actually, let's.
We're gonna do a little, since we're doing the Wednesday edition. We can look at little transactions. Take a look at what happened on the Fab Wire this week. Okay.
Love some transactions.
Listen, not a ton going on the wire this week. Not a lot of ads, unless you were someone who found themselves interested in a Chargers wide receiver. And no one was more interested in Chargers wide receivers than our good friend Andrew Bender, who has both of them now.
I don't know if you saw. I know Greg posted it in Discord. He also put it as his Instagram story. Him losing the bid for Joshua Palmer by $4. Very funny.
Very great. Very great. I would love. See, this is one of those moments where I wish we had guests. I would love to hear Bender's thoughts, because I refuse to believe he wanted both of these guys and did not protect himself by putting the same player in both transactions to guarantee himself only one of them.
Cannot believe it. You know what?
Because they're both fake. They're both fake.
That's a little harsh. So here's the thing. I'm always interested.
I'm gonna take a look at
$0 bid guys.
Mm-hmm. You and Jeremy?
Jeremy puts a $0 bid
on every player.
Everyone.
Every player.
And I'm always like, what does your waivers look like when you go to sleep?
That is true. Does Jeremy just have like 14 waivers every time?
He's got a 0 bid on every round.
Wow. Okay. So here's the thing. Like, I didn't even look at Bender's team until just now. Those are the 6th and 7th best receivers on his team. You didn't need either of them.
We were given I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. Bender's team is tough. Tough. Hopefully Jonathan Taylor comes and he's a good player. That'd be good.
Jonathan Taylor is a saving grace of Bender. Yeah. All right, back. Anything else of note? Loved this, by the way. Saw Elijah Mitchell on the market. Was like, oh, I'd love a piece of Elijah Mitchell. How much do I pay for him? Basically nothing. let me throw $2. Let me make sure I don't lose to Jeremy 0, just in case somebody else throws a $1 bid out there. Loved this, by the way. I was like, we collectively took 2 running backs away from Jeremy for 3 whole fab dollars, and I liked that.
I was making fun of Nathan, who and I did the same thing in our other league. Picks up Matt Breida, drops him, and I was like, well, he's just free. I mean,
yeah,
I'll pick him up. I'm the Saquon Barkley owner. I'll pick him up. Like, come on.
Fair enough.
So, all right, that's transactions base.
There should be anybody who was uncontested would be here. I got the Cincinnati defense for $3 uncontested. Never feels good uncontested pickups, but for $3 you don't really care. I got a couple of nice matchups. You know, they got Tennessee, they got Arizona. And they're pretty good defense. So that was me at least.
I was annoyed.
I thought there would be more.
I was annoyed enough that you dropped Tank Bigsby because we are Bigsby boys, and
yeah,
Jeremy gets to pick him up. I was mildly irritated by that.
I mean, I guess, but like, is Jeremy like the ETN guy or anything?
No.
Okay. Look, I look at Jeremy's roster and I see Najee Harris and I see a bunch of reskinned Najee Harris.
We'll get to that.
Why does Jeremy have 4 Najee Harrises on his bench? 5 Najee Harrises on his bench. All right.
Let's get into these matchups.
Let's get into the matchups. Woo! 112 one time.
Listen, how could you rob David of his first win of the season?
He tried. For those keeping track at home, this game was Jover. Like, I was winning by so many points going into like the Sunday night matchup, and Devonta Adams was like, okay, cool, but what if we make you sweat, Anthony? And now, was it really a sweat? I needed Joe Mixon to score 2. Was like confident he was going to score 2. Of course I was. When did he pick up that second point? Like halfway through the second quarter. Took way too long. But we got there. Listen, that's all that matters. We made all the right decisions, which you love to see. This was a maximum point week. I had a couple of wide receivers who I was deciding between, and they all scored the same amount of points. But I did pick the one who outscored by like 1. David does suffer the wrath of Brock Purdy versus Justin Fields. Quick math, no. He would have lost by like 1. So it would have been that plus something else.
No, he doesn't have anybody.
He doesn't really have anything else. He was really relying on Christian Watson playing. He had his flex empty until like Sunday morning when it came out that Christian Watson wasn't going to play. And then that's when he slapped Kadarius Toney in. Kadarius Toney was on the roster the whole time, but
yeah, Kadarius Toney. Ugh. Breece Hall, what's up with that guy, man? Does he suck or what?
Well, he doesn't suck.
Resident Jets fan.
Nathaniel Hackett is the worst offensive coordinator in football. And Zach Wilson's not very good at football. When you put those two things together, the offense is very, very bad.
Yeah. David, listen, don't worry. You got the Taylor Swift bump.
Taylor Swift bump. Oh my God. Taylor Swift bump. We'll get into next week's matchup. Taylor Swift bump at MetLife Stadium. Something tells me you're going to score a lot of points. Hey, shout out 3-0. We did it, fam.
Good job, buddy.
We did it, fam. Amari Cooper? Real fake? Who knows? I'll figure it out later. Anybody want to trade for Amari Cooper?
I do.
Oh, do you? Wow, that's so crazy.
All right, bye. Let's go. Next matchup.
We got you. Shout out. This was game of the week. Kind of. Was it actually? It was game of the week, but it was no. This is game of the week. This is game of the week. That's game of the week. I just you guys scored the most points collectively. Is this a 1 versus 2? It's 1 versus 3. But wow, that feels bad. Obviously, if you're Dan, the narrative street on this game is great. Just because I, after week 1, like crowned Dan champion of the league, and he has dropped back-to-back games since then, and you were like, I don't know, man. I could see ways Stan loses. Who knew that the ways he would lose was Raheem Mustard? Oh my God.
You know, like we always say, 40-point players.
40-point
That's how
players
you win weeks.
win matchups. Imagine having Tua and Tyreek in their 70-point win.
Yeah.
And them still just barely outscoring Raheem Mostert as an individual. That is crazy.
Yeah.
You tried to trade for a quarterback today.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson scored 30 points. What the hell are you doing?
Lamar's a good quarterback. I don't have any problem with it.
So why are you trying to give away good players to acquire bad ones?
Anthony, I was in some trade talks with Greg about an hour ago. You know, we didn't come to a mutual conclusion, but I like the conversation. I like just going through the theory crafting of trading.
For the record, I think, Greg, you're crazy for not accepting that trade. I think you were going to fleece Andrew, and that's what I told him. I said, you're getting robbed in this trade. Andrew gets 1 half starter upgrade.
Yeah, Anthony was.
And you get 2 good players. Anyway,
But he declined. He declined. It didn't work out. That's okay. I love anybody want to talk trades. Just send me a trade offer. You know, we'll get into it. But yeah, I mean, listen, good win for the boys. Good win for the boys. I think Calvin Ridley is actually going to be just fine.
He's had
some doo-doo games after his big pop off.
That is true. Calvin Ridley fake? Question mark? He's no Zay Jones, you know. So.
Dude, Greg, trade me Zay Jones.
He's no Zay Jones.
Listen, does Chris Olave get better with Jameis Winston? Thoughts?
I mean, I left the matchup, but I mean, Chris Olave is having an incredible season. Like, how much better can he get? Like, I
don't know. He
just hasn't fell in the end zone yet. Which I think if you would have asked going into the season, like that would have been probably. I think that's not crazy, like unexpected. I would have expected him to finish the season with like 6 touchdowns. So the fact that he doesn't have one yet is not that surprising to me. Like he was going to be a 100 reception for 1,400 yards and 6 touchdown guy, which ultimately is going to land him in the top 5 probably. Like on this pace, he'll probably land. If he just has to fall in the end zone a few times, he'll be a top 5 wide receiver.
All I will say is, T's and P's to Mike Williams.
That is true.
See you on the other side.
That is true. That is true.
Never match up.
Poople? Question mark? Poople. No, I mean Kyle scored 95, so just Bender.
All right. Yeah, Derrick Henry. Is Derrick Henry? I know Jeremy is in tears right now.
Let me ask you a question, Andrew. Would you rather be the Derrick Henry owner or the Najee Harris owner?
What's the difference?
And what if you were both?
It's tough. It's tough.
Tajay Spears? Real?
David Pierce? I mean, listen, Derrick Henry is looking rough. Love to see DK Metcalf popping off. Good trade. We will figure out later in the season if I really lost that, you know.
What was it again? It was DK for what?
It was DK for Javonte and DJ Moore.
Wow. So DK for Javonte, huh?
So, yeah, DJ Moore hasn't started a week in my lineup. Javonte has started 2, and I think he's totaled about 14. He's essentially totaled what DK has in this 1 week.
You started Darnell Mooney over Tank Dell, Bender. That's a 24-point swing. That's a W. You started a goose.
Twice.
Over
Double goose.
Over this? You were like Tank Dell's 10 receptions and 10 targets on 10 receptions is fake? That is. I'm calling that decision into question.
Is that user error?
I feels like it. As somebody who almost started Tank Dell over Garrett Wilson and DeAndre Hopkins, maybe I was just weirdly high on Tank Dell this week. But like the matchup was there. CJ Stroud looking good. Honestly, I wish I could have some CJ Stroud in one of my fantasy lineups. He's playing Pittsburgh, so I don't want anything to do with that this week. But CJ Stroud looking like one of the best like top 5 pick rookie quarterbacks we've seen in a minute. He's got like 6 touchdown passes and like 1 pick on the season.
I'm not trying to just like really pour it on. But like I got a question for Bender.
And Sky Moore.
This man's got Sky Moore and Darnell Mooney in his starting lineup. Where are his players?
But he doesn't have any.
Oh, Jalen Waddle. Okay.
Yeah. Jalen Waddle was out, so that definitely like you're starting one of these two.
That hurts.
But both of them over a guy who is catching passes this season is honestly wild.
And it's so unfortunate because the 1 week, because he started Jerick McKinnon like last week, I want to say, and he doesn't start him this week. Dude, he just can't win. It's
that is unfortunate because you're coin flipping him versus Dalvin Cook, right?
Like Dalvin Cook, I think
Dalvin Cook looks washed. I'll get on that hill. Like
on board.
I was protecting Zach Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett a minute ago. I watched the ball in Dalvin Cook's hands, and I just think to myself, is that Najee Harris? Like I can't.
Listen, thanks for joining me 2 weeks ago.
Listen, I don't have any shares of Dalvin Cook, so I'm cool with it. Watching him run with the football looks like an upright mannequin, like stumbling toward the sideline. He has no pop. It really is like watching Najee Harris run the ball. I love these memes. Kyle, wait, you benched your hero.
Kyle couldn't get enough of the DeAndre Swift hype last week.
He's gonna have to bench his other hero.
Oof.
Thanks. But Kyle gets a win. 2-1.
Looking
good.
For Kyle, 2-1, man.
Good.
Let's go.
Good.
Listen, it's crazy. 2-1. You're 7th.
Yeah, I mean it's really a points gap, right? Like.
Yeah, it's got it. A lot of 2-1ers.
Yeah. There are only 4 records you could have at this point in the season. There's not a lot of variance, Andrew.
Thanks,
yeah.
I know you'll be alright. You get JT back.
Jesus. Juice. A little shout out Craig, my only pick other than myself.
Dude. Listen, shout out to Zach carrying.
What a pickup. What a pickup.
Insane waiver wire action. I'm feeling on the bench. Terrible. Unfortunate.
Who else on that bench? Let's see. Where's the user error in this one? I see no signs of user error on Evan's team. The boys just got outplayed. Unfortunately, got baited by the Jacksonville defense. Ooh. Somehow giving up like 17 points to the Chiefs and then 40 to the Texans.
Jacksonville is.
And then just didn't have a complimentary player at some point in here. That's really all it was. I mean, Craig scores 130. You're up against it. Trying to come out on top here, Nathan.
Scroll down for me. I gotta look at Nathan's team, man. I might have to send this man a trade.
Nathan's the Eckler owner. The injuries early on in the season really are impacting so many teams, like Eckler, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, Travis Kelce. Just players just missing games who are fantasy studs that you drafted in the first 3 rounds. It's so hard to overcome that before week 5 or 6. By the time week 5 and 6 roll around, you've started to accumulate, the guys who were hot this season, the people who weren't drafted start winding up on your team. This early on though, it's so hard.
Yeah, that's tough out there.
Shout out Zach Moss.
Hey, yo, Craig, keep popping off, King. Keep popping off.
Craig,
nice Jason Myers start.
Craig, I don't think you'll trade him to me, but if you want to talk Justin Jefferson and maybe picking up some RB depth, I'd be down. That goes for anybody. I'm trying to acquire a wide receiver 1. So send me trades.
Dig it. Next matchup. Greggy boy takes one over Travis.
Speaking of someone who needs a wide receiver 1. Gross.
Dude, I was trying to get at Greg. Greg wasn't having it.
Well, Greg leaves 6 points on the table, not starting his champion.
Does get the wrong quarterback.
Oh, wide receiver 1, Tutu Atwell, of course. Nothing Travis could have done. Team just didn't play well.
Dude, James Conner just dropping a crisp 18 on the
James Conner is exactly who everyone thought he would be when Colt McCoy was the quarterback. Yeah. And now it's Josh Dobbs, and you're like, wow, that's crazy. James Conner, that's top 5 RB numbers. I don't know the stats, but I'd say that's probably pretty close.
It's not going to be top 5 with Devon. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, it's right. These two assholes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 8. I mean, it's pretty good. It'd be top 7 if it weren't for this 1 week. I'll leave Mostert in there because he's had 2 good tweets. But I mean, James Conner. I think a lot of people were really high on James Conner until the moment Josh Dobbs became the quarterback of that team, and they were like, "Oh, they're straight up inting."
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, Josh. I mean, James Conner had a slide.
Yeah, and Greg is the fortunate recipient of a guy who just Josh Conner just has a nose for the end zone. The guy scores touchdowns. That's all he does every season.
Also, we have to mention the obligatory 32 points from a defense.
Yeah, that is the difference. Literally,
seems so much more common this year. Because like last year,
I mean, Sam Howell really Nathan Peterman.
Yeah.
So
like Dallas would sometimes get really big weeks last year or like 2 years ago. This week, I feel like a defense getting 30 points like every.
I think
week.
there's been a 30-point defense at least once every week. Yeah.
Dude, some of these teams are doo-doo cheap.
It's just the combination of like teams having good defensive weeks and scoring touchdowns is hitting in a way that I feel like typically doesn't. Like normally you get that Dallas defense who had like 2 picks and 6 sacks, but they didn't score. So that's 19. That's like 18 points, 19 points, something like that. I don't know. But now like Buffalo scored 2 touchdowns or 1 touchdown.
Travis, my boy.
9 sacks.
B. Robinson and B. Robinson did not do enough for you.
Yeah, they did not. I don't think you have to say it twice. You could just say B. Robinson did not do enough for you.
Yeah. Who knows?
It's unfortunate.
He'll be alright. Just scroll down to Travis' bench.
It's not great down there. He's the unfortunate Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson might as well have gotten injured. Like that's pretty much what happened when Aaron Rodgers went down. Is that
Khalil Herbert fumbled. It's Roshan Johnson time, baby.
Let me ask you a question. What team do those guys play for?
The Bears.
It's nobody on that team's time. That's how that works.
Big bounce back. Oh, do me a favor. Can you click on the Zay Jones notification? I need to know that.
Why? Why do you need to know that?
Unlikely for week 4.
Guys,
cancel my trade.
Guys, everyone out there like memeing Andrew. If he will trade you a pack of gum for Zay Jones, trade him. This guy is a drop. Now, he doesn't belong on any roster, and for some reason Andrew wants him. Let him trade you the pack of gum.
Listen, in our other league, I spent $52 in fab. Now that's a $250 budget.
No, it's not. It's $150, but
it's $100. I did not know that. I don't think I knew that. It's a $52 budget on Zay Jones, and I really need to justify my purchase, and it's getting harder and harder too. It's getting harder.
Yeah, it's 150. It's not too. It used to be 250 like 3 years ago.
Listen, let's all just take a look. I am 3-0 in this league.
That's true. Andrew's doing great. Andrew's doing great. He's never started Zay Jones. He spent 52 fab on a guy that's sitting on his bench.
All right. This is good. We're moving on.
All right.
Hey,
Greg, drop Zay Jones. Pick up literally anybody else. Go get your defense for next week.
I agree. Drop Zay Jones.
Go to Andrew's team. Let's go. I gotta quickly. I'm gonna use this. Go to Andrew's team. Look at his bench and go. I'll trade you Zay Jones for Elijah Moore. I'll trade you Zay Jones for Roshan Johnson. This lunatic might say yes, and you get a real player, and he gets Zay Jones. Anyway. Wow, matchup of the week. Listen,
I don't know if you know this, and this is unfortunate because Evan 0-3, which is unfortunate. He has three of the top 6 running backs, which you can't be 0-3 with that kind of production.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Evan's 0-3 with 330 points scored. Right. He's averaging 110 points a week. I'm 3-0 and I have 10 less points than him. Right. He's just getting bombarded every week.
Oh, look at that. 3-0. Lowest points again. Surprise, surprise.
Listen, it's not my fault that you scored 60 points against me in week 1. What do you want? It's your fault, Andrew.
Listen, we don't talk about week 1. We don't talk about
Okay, yeah, cool. I'd have a reason. I've beaten 2 guys who've scored 100 points in back-to-back weeks, but Andrew scored 62 in week 1, so all of a sudden my points against looks bad.
Calculated.
Calculated. But
right,
yeah,
so let's get back to the game of the week.
Sorry, game of the week.
So Jeremy,
I can't think of a more terrifying thought.
Heading into was it Monday night?
It was Monday. No, it was Sunday night football.
Heading into Sunday night, he needed 3 points to win.
I think it was
all he had.
I think it was 4. Or no, it was 3 because that's the math. That's the math. It's 3.
And all he had was Najee Harris.
One Najee, and it was so close.
You know, I wouldn't want to take that bet.
Like the way I hit the Joe Mixon 2 in like the second quarter, I'm pretty sure Najee Harris hit the 4 at the beginning of the 4th. Like it was so late in the game.
Like, listen.
And he never cleared the fumble barrier, which is what you're terrified of in that situation. Like, not only do you want your player to take the lead for you, you need them to be up. You want to be up like 2.5 points, right? So that way, if they fumble, you still win the game. Najee Harris, he literally just like never got there. So I think the last carry of the game, if I'm not mistaken, he had like a 17-yard run at some point, and that's when it was like, all right, it's over.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Keenan Allen has just been insane.
Just dragging Jeremy, just kicking and screaming.
Which honestly, like,
this is
Jeremy's been a Keenan Allen drafter for a few years.
Oh yeah, he sniped him from me. I got upset when he drafted him this year.
It's good to see Keenan Allen really paying it back. You know?
There is nothing more classic Chargers than in weeks where Keenan Allen or Austin Eckler doesn't play, the other one just eats, bro. And it's been like this for 10 years. Like, when one of them doesn't play, the other one just gets so many fantasy points. So, like, honestly, the biggest nerf to Jeremy's team is going to be when Austin Eckler comes back and Keenan Allen just becomes a normal good player again.
Just goes back to
Keenan Allen just becomes a normal good player. Like,
oh my! And listen, Jerome Ford gets a couple of lucky touchdowns.
I'm not gonna call the receiving touchdown. I wouldn't call lucky. Like, that's designed. Really, it's clean. Like it's classic RB wheel route.
He put a good move on that guy.
I would definitely be. Sam Laporta is definitely going to help carry Jeremy's season. I would definitely be like looking at Jeremy's team. I'm so concerned for his running back core. If Kareem Hunt is real, which I think he will be, the more the season goes on, Jeremy is literally just going to have to beat people without running backs and hope he gets like 9-point running backs who fall in the end zone.
Good luck. Good luck with that. Evan, listen, you're going to be just fine, buddy. Kenny Walker, Tony Pollard.
Just keep starting good players. Keep scoring points. You'll be fine.
Yeah, King. Head up.
This is
insane. Maybe you can trade Devon Achane to Jeremy.
Hunter Henry got hurt too. I don't know if I knew that because he played the Jets. But
I did not know that.
Hunter Henry only played like 2 quarters.
Huh.
He got hurt.
All right, moving on.
Oh,
baby. Swake.
Turning the page here.
You know what's crazy?
Go.
It's week 4.
Yeah.
We're like a
quarter of the way done.
How crazy is that, dude? I feel like the NFL season just started like a couple days ago.
I do feel like that is a proponent of the Thursday night game existing every week. Like we're already in the flow of it feels like there's football on every day. It feels like there is a fantasy football activity that takes place every day, right? Like
I'm excited. There's football tomorrow.
It's just exactly like it's just Friday and Saturday. Like you have your game on Thursday, you sit for Friday, Saturday, probably watching college football on Saturday for most people. You have game Sunday, game Monday, off day waiver Tuesday, like off day Tuesday, waiver Wednesday. It just we're back in the flow. Yeah. When there's no Thursday game, the week goes so slow. Slam pick for me. I already know you're gonna pick me. It's fine. We can be quick about it.
I have selected Mr. 3-0.
Bang bang.
Now listen, I think Joe
Listen,
Mixon's in a
my
bad
team
matchup.
is rock
I
solid.
think Gibbs is a little iffy.
Cares if he's on a bad matchup?
Christian McCaffrey,
Listen.
the
Oh,
number
this
one.
is my moment, by the way. The number one running back and the number one tight end in fantasy football that nobody wanted to give me credit for on draft night. And you're like, Anthony, is TJ Hawkinson the number one tight end because Travis Kelce didn't play week 1? Yes, he is. But that doesn't change the fact. I actually don't even think Christian McCaffrey is the number one running back.
He's
assuming Mostert is number one. Yeah.
For anybody that's wondering, I have Christian McCaffrey and Mostert in the other league. That's why I'm 3.
That's why he's 3-0. Yeah. Those are his running backs.
The old 1-2 punch.
Yeah, we're hoping Anthony Richardson plays football again this season because he's been electric when he's on the field.
Hey, he's a good player.
If not, we got Gino in the back pocket Monday night, so I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know who's playing. We're gonna keep Gino on the roster for now.
Listen, you could have been the owner of Kirk Cousins, but you didn't want Zay Flowers. You didn't want to get rid of Zay Flowers.
Here's the thing about this. So that's my Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins to me last week presented a lot of value because I didn't have Anthony Richardson and I was gonna have to start Gino. Now I believe Anthony Richardson. He participated in full today at practice. He hasn't cleared protocol yet, but he practiced today, so he's gonna clear by the end of the week. And Kirk is going to turn back into a pumpkin at some point, and I don't want to be left holding the bag. Really, honestly, so excited about my Elijah Mitchell pitchup. By the way, now I just get to sit that guy in with Christian McCaffrey all season. Great.
You have Kendrick Bourne in your starting lineup. I have concerns about that.
These are my fever wide receivers.
I know.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Wait. Travis, are we in lockstep here? We are in lockstep here. The boys are on the bench. We cannot take another heartbreak of our receiver. Shout out Brock Purdy, by the way, going in over Justin Fields. It is sad boys time.
Anthony, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this trade question live.
Trade question live. Okay.
Would you trade
with
Raheem
you?
Mostert? No, shut up. Would you trade Raheem Mostert and Elijah Moore for Mark Andrews and Garrett Wilson?
Raheem Mostert and Elijah Moore for Mark Andrews. And who is the second player? Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson.
Raheem Mostert and Elijah Moore. He has Tyler Higbee.
The reason I bring it up is because that trade offer from me to Travis is currently sitting in his inbox, and we'll see if he ever sees it.
I don't
Trying to trade with Travis and David is like
it's impossible.
Absolutely impossible.
I just don't. I don't know where Travis stands on Garrett Wilson. Like if he wants to abandon that ship or not. And a running the value is Raheem Mostert for Mark Andrews, right? And then you have 2 auxiliary pieces.
Yes.
Does Travis feel like he needs a running back at this point with these 2 guys? I don't think so. I think they just had an off week.
But I mean, he's only got the 2 guys.
That is true.
Because
he's the Khalil Herbert owner. Kenny Gamble is not useless.
Maybe.
DeAndre Swift will get hurt at some point.
Travis, check your DMs. All right, moving on.
Guys, I've got a lot of pretty, decent wide receivers. Somebody make me trade. Maybe I package up one of these, AJ Dillon and Zay Flowers. Come get me a wide receiver 1. That's not a bad deal. I'm just saying.
A wide receiver 1? Get out of here.
Not just 1, but the 50, like a Mike Evans perhaps.
I'm not touching AJ Dillon. Get away from me.
Wow, that's crazy. Craig, I'm just saying. Amari Cooper and AJ Dillon for Justin Jefferson. Call me, Craig.
That's great. You're wild. You're wild. Hey, it's me. Saquon Barkley's not going to play, right? There's no shot.
I really need him to.
There's no shot Saquon plays.
I have
a high ankle sprain. Just kidding. I'm fine. Get out of here, dude.
So, for context, if this helps you, it won't. I am just committing in Fever that he is playing, and when he doesn't, I have Zach Charbonnet in the Monday night game, and I'm just going to start 2 points of Zach Charbonnet. That is my alternative. I'm not dealing with. I'm willing to roll the dice on Saquon Barkley playing. You have the Matt Breida pivot, so you're also rolling the dice.
I have Matt Breida in the other league if you want to make a choice.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know if it matters. See, this isn't San Francisco, so Matt Breida starting as the RB1 against Seattle. That's great for you. That's basically the same player.
A lot of revenge games going on. Very underrated revenge game. Matt Breida versus they're playing the Seahawks. Never mind. They played 49ers last week.
Last week.
3 weeks revenge.
He scored a touchdown. You didn't start him.
That is true. Anyway, I have of course selected myself. I
gotta look at some matchups here because all Evan does is get buckets, bro. Like all Evan does is score.
Evan scores. Here's my concern. Mike Evans is playing New Orleans. Mike Evans is notoriously terrible against New Orleans.
It is weird how good Marshawn Lattimore's a great corner, but the way that he has locked down anybody who's ever played football in the NFC South is different.
So I am very.
You have no pivots, by the way. Are you going to pivot? You're going to pivot to Cleveland D?
I'm starting DJ Moore against Denver, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm benching Mike Evans. I don't care.
Wait.
Anything
You're starting DJ Moore against Denver? You're putting that on the record right now? Click. Click. I actually hate Evans matchups too. Evans matchups are horrendous.
Listen, I have already made my selection. You go with whatever you want. Yeah, Kyle Pitts. Click on him. Kyle Pitts. Sunday morning. Check him out.
Shout out! Oh my God, that's right. It's Sunday. It's like Super Sunday.
Yep, check him out on Nickelodeon. I want to watch that.
This is gonna be. I'm gonna call the shot now. This is poop bowl. You guys have some of the collective worst matchups, like Lamar against Cleveland and Patty Mahomes against the Jets. Like,
if I got Kirk Cousins, I might have started him this week over.
It's absolutely just Cleveland. The Cleveland defense is real.
Good.
They're
really
good.
I picked them up. I think I have them.
Yeah, I would start them if I were you. But you can't pivot your quarterback.
Really? I don't know about that call.
Oh well, you have New Orleans, so actually no, you wouldn't. I had as you know, you saw my bid for Cincinnati. There was a backup bid in for Cleveland. I was going to start them this week.
I'm going with me. Good luck out there, Evan. Gentlemen, shake.
I think I'm on the Evan train, and I don't like it.
Take your pick and keep it
I'm on the Evan train. Shout out Amon-Ra St. Brown. He pops off for 26 tomorrow night.
Shout out Amon-Ra.
Wow.
Oh boy.
This is a pivotal game. Looking at this. You fall to 0-4. Yeah, this game. I mean, Dancing. If he goes to 1-3 is comebackable, but if David falls to 0-4, without David's not like an 0-4 team with like big reinforcements, like. No. Bender has Jonathan Taylor. He's got a reinforcement coming.
Yeah.
I
know who I'm picking. Who do you think you got?
Tank Dell in the lineup. I think
he put Dalvin Cook on the bench. I like that.
That's
step one.
Does Jalen Waddle practice full on Thursday? Okay, he's concussion practice full on Thursday. He's probably gonna play. David starting Justin Fields. David, listen, from one owner to another, make the swap. David inspired me, by the way, on the same swap. I was like, wow, Brock Purdy this week. Make the swap, David.
Listen,
Make Justin Fields prove it that he can be an NFL quarterback.
I actually think Justin Fields kind of pops off this week.
I have
DJ Moore for 3 touchdowns.
I've gotten to the point where I refuse to believe Justin Fields is a real quarterback until he shows me he's a real quarterback, and I will miss the pop-off week. I'm okay with it. I've mentally taken that stance. Where if he drops 30 this week, great. I'll start him next week, and I hope he keeps doing well. But I'm not willing to keep rolling Justin Fields 11 points out there every week. Travis Kelce against the Jets. Christian Watson's probably going to play, so he goes here.
I hope he does. I really want him to play.
Devontae Adams against the Chargers. That's spooky. Right. I wish Dallas Goedert was a better tight end. They just actually, he's a great tight end. They refuse him to throw the ball to him further than 3 yards down the field. That's really the problem.
Yeah, they just don't throw him in the end zone.
The RBs. Oh, this is Cam Akers going to play this week probably. I'm going to go with our hero. David.
Listen, I still have a wager with David, who finishes with the best record, and I'm still gonna vote against him. Let's go.
Wow, the hero David. Wow, we're different on every matchup already, except for mine.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow, Juice Alone versus lamb over brown rice.
No kickers, so Jeremy's actually at 102. Just for context.
Let me tell you. Some of Jeremy's matchups are okay. They're actually not that bad. But dude, every time I look at his lineup and I see Najee Harris, I just go, ugh, I
Austin
don't want to
Eckler
pick him.
not playing. Wow,
Austin
listen,
Eckler, like,
I'm gonna
out.
I'm gonna throw this one out there again on live from the show. Nathan, Austin Eckler's not playing this week, right? Because they're not gonna play him and then go to the bye week. They're gonna give him the double week rest. Nathan, you can't afford to be 1-3, 1-4. Give me a call. I can get your running back. We'll get this settled out, all right?
Look,
I got wins to spare.
I'm about to
I'm
send.
gonna start spamming Nathan for Austin Eckler
I'm gonna
trades.
send Nathan a trade right
Nathan, you're about to get
now.
so many trade offers for Austin Eckler. You cannot afford to lose another week. Keenan Allen versus Gabe Davis is how I see this matchup going.
I will say I'm big hopeful for Cortland Sutton. But I listen. I went with Jeremy in this matchup. I don't see it. I just don't see it for Nathan.
The see it is this. Is this just 55-50? Like, does Buffalo Miami just go full root and toot and shootout? And if that's the case,
that's what he needs.
That is what he needs, and I feel like he might get it.
Like,
Jeremy is still starting Najee Harris, so he's playing with 8 players.
Right, and if Austin Eckler doesn't play, how is
Austin
Keenan
Eckler's not going to play?
Right, so how is Keenan not getting another 30 points against Vegas? Come on.
Listen, I don't think you're wrong. No Mike Evans too. Well, so Mike Williams not being there, is that the counter bump? Because now if you're Vegas, right? Double cover Keenan, just triple cover Keenan Allen. Make Josh Palmer beat you, because he's proven in 3 straight seasons he can't.
Maybe.
Hate any London player ever, so I don't like that Trevor Lawrence is in the lineup. I think I'm taking our hero Juice.
Wow, dude,
I don't like taking my hero Juice here, but I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I love this, and I love this. Well, is Brandon Ayuk gonna play? He's present for practice. Cool. That's not helpful.
He's physically available.
Yeah, he was there. Michael Thomas. How's Michael Thomas' season going? I haven't seen Michael Thomas' points. Listen,
mid, but acceptable.
That's fine. I mean, for where Michael Thomas is getting drafted in what, like the 10th round, the 11th round? Like who? When did he get drafted? The 9th. The back of the 9th. Listen, those are good wide receiver 2 stats. So wait, has a Saints wide receiver not scored a touchdown? Oh, it's Raheed Shaheed. That's his name, right? Like he's the one who catches all the touchdown passes. Honestly, Jameis Winston might be the Michael Thomas bump that Jeremy needs.
Dude,
I'm going Juice.
Jameis Winston was there. I'm going Germ. All right, next matchup. Woo!
I think this is the flip side of why I just picked Josh, right? Like, I picked Nathan for the same reason I have to pick Dan here. Is I'm just expecting this game to have a million points, and he has James Cook in it. Like, I just don't.
I think I would be very surprised.
Dan does get the Alvin Kamara bump. His reinforcements have arrived. He's got Pittsburgh. I love Dan's team top to bottom here. This is actually like such an easy slam for me.
Yeah.
Kyle's team. He's got Deshaun. How's Deshaun doing? Deshaun got bailed out by like that rushing touchdown or something. It was like a kind of. I watched this game and I was like, that was not. Didn't look. I don't know. He doesn't look good, but he's putting up points.
He looks bad.
If Derrick Henry's not real, Kyle's not going to win another game. Honestly, DeAndre Swift goes back in the lineup, right? You can't. DeAndre Swift has earned. He's in the lineup every week. Get Kyle Williams out of there. Get Dameon Pierce out of there. Actually, get Dameon Pierce out of your lineup and get DeAndre Swift in your lineup.
All right, this one's pretty lopsided.
Wow,
get it, Dan.
You say that. I actually don't. I don't know that it is. It's not lopsided in terms of team talent. I'm taking Dan. But like it's a matchup thing for Dan. I think Kyle's team like can hang like shot for shot with Dan, but maybe. I just don't think it's this week.
Okay.
Oh, got to change my name game.
Good old
Aaron Jones, you're gonna play, right?
Right,
buddy? Right, buddy? You're gonna play, right? Right?
No.
Please.
They have a bye coming up. Honestly, week 7.
That's 2 weeks. There's no way. There's no way.
Week 7 coming back.
I think he actually plays this week. I think he didn't play last week so that he could play on the short week this week.
He plays early on a Thursday? Shoot. I don't know.
He practiced. This was big because he practiced last week too. He practiced on Friday, and then didn't play. I hope he plays. I really hope he plays. If he doesn't,
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Ramondre Stevenson?
Listen, my thoughts on anybody who plays for the New England offense are extremely similar to my thoughts on anybody who plays for the Jets offense. Don't start them in fantasy football because if they don't score a touchdown, they will not be successful. I just don't see a world. First of all, number one, there's no way Dallas gets embarrassed twice.
Yeah.
And like the reason that Dallas got embarrassed is probably because that was a look past game. Like they were focused on New England this week.
I think that might be very true.
I'm pretty sure Mac Jones throws at least 5 interceptions this week. Which, by the way, I don't know who is starting Dallas defense, but I hope I picked them to win their matchup. It's Bender, right? Who I did not pick, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, man. So
who else is
Aaron
around
Jones
here?
doesn't play.
Aaron Jones doesn't play.
Craig is playing.
He's playing
either.
AJ Dillon because he trades me.
No, I mean he's
Justin
playing,
Jefferson for
he's
Amari
Damian
Cooper
Harris.
and AJ Dillon.
That is one of the worst trades I've ever heard.
Amari Cooper is having a very nice year. Don't discredit.
Listen,
Amari Cooper is a wide receiver 1.
Are you genuine?
And just like, wait, Anthony said a thing without math.
You said a thing, and I'm just gonna pretend that you did. I'm gonna pretend that you're not trying to sell anybody on Amari Cooper and Justin Jefferson being similar.
No, but when you get AJ Dillon, who is a real player, out of it.
No, he's not. He's not. I mean, AJ Dillon is Najee Harris.
Amari Cooper is not a wide receiver 1. He's close.
Yeah,
but it's
who's a wide receiver 1 then? Nico Collins. Okay, so
just
calm down.
By wide receiver 1, I meant top 12. I am wrong still, but
yeah, let's just relax on that. All right. I think you're pumping up Amari Cooper a little
wide
too
receiver
much.
18.
He had a great week last week, right?
Yeah. He's had a couple back-to-back nice weeks. This week was in a fucking hurricane. What do you want?
I'm just saying that, and plus that.
Look at all this green. Look at all this green.
That's a great schedule. It's a great schedule.
Listen, nobody wants to trade me Amari Cooper for one of these upgrades. Kyle, I'm looking at you. Andrew, I'm looking at you. Wow, actually, that's great. I don't want that guy. David, I'm looking at you. Anybody who wants Amari Cooper packaged with another player for somebody above this Stephon Diggs line, give me a call.
Dude, there's no shot anybody is going to make that trade.
Cool. And you guys can lose more games. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you want. We're looking at people starting like fucking Najee Harris and shit, bro. Like, what are you?
Some crazy. Don't.
Bender's starting Jerick McKinnon. You don't think he could use AJ Dillon right now?
Go to AJ Dillon stats right now.
They're bad. I'm really.
You gotta stop with this. You gotta stop pretending like AJ Dillon is anything. AJ Dillon is a bench
Andrew, don't make them look at his stats.
Yeah. All right, enough. Stop talking about AJ Dillon, okay? Stop talking about AJ Dillon's gonna save your team, bro. Get out of here.
Why do you think I'm trying to get rid of AJ Dillon?
All right, listen. I think that wraps things up.
I didn't pick. I didn't even look at Greg's team.
We
didn't even talk. Who did you pick?
I picked Rang. Reg.
I picked Reg.
Reg.
I picked Reg. This guy tried to get out of here. And it gave me shit for not picking, and it didn't say who he picked because he picked Greg, but doesn't want to say that he picked. He picked Craig, but refused.
I know who I picked. How about you just pick?
Josh Jacobs, Teagan.
He's like, okay, hold on. All right, I gotta look at the map.
It's Craig. It's Craig.
It's
Craig. I hope Aaron Jones plays. That's faith in Aaron Jones start.
What was Craig is heavily invested in the Green Bay Packers. He's got their defense, their quarterback, and maybe their running back.
I hate that.
I mean,
Jordan Love, by the way, this is not a made-up stat. It's like quarterback 3.
Yeah, he's hot.
That's like actually the real stat. I didn't make that one up. like the other ones. 4.
Listen. All Craig needs to finish his team is one Green Bay running back. Perhaps an AJ Dillon.
What if, Greg, you got rid of one of the top 2 scoring quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah, dude, crazy.
It made your team better. Here's the thing, though. He has to get rid of Herbert. Like, because nobody wants to trade for Kirk Cousins because everybody thinks Kirk Cousins will turn back into the pumpkin, right?
Agreed.
Greg, go out and try to get, like, I'm not, like, probably pretty close to an RB1. Like, you don't even need it. You just need a wide receiver. I think Andrew would trade you Justin Herbert for Mike Evans. Probably. Oh, no, you're the Lamar owner. But somebody would probably make a trade like that.
Not a bad trade. Not a bad trade. All right. That is it. Thank you all.
It was a long one.
Have a good week. Football tomorrow. Set your lineups. And
Get your picks in. Go team.